Ever wonder how a big organization actually puts AI into practice?
Yeah.
Not just the tech itself, but like the whole shebang.
hmm
Well, get this. We've got some inside scoop from the American Arbitration Association,
Oh, okay.
the AAA. They
Interesting.
got this report, The Importance of AI Literacy and Responsible Upskilling at the AAA.
Hmm.
And let me tell you, it's way more interesting than the title might suggest.
Really?
They're going all in on something they call AI literacy,
hmm
and it's not just for their tech team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like,
So for everyone.
they're saying AI isn't just some futuristic fantasy anymore. It's here, and we're all going to learn how to use it.
That was pretty cool.
But what does that actually mean? What
Right.
does it look like to be AI literate?
That's a great question. The AAA's approach is really insightful. They're focusing on practical understanding.
Okay.
It's not about everyone becoming programmers.
Right.
It's about grasping how AI works, what it can do, and perhaps even more importantly, what it can't do.
So understanding its limitations.
Exactly.
That makes sense. The report talks a lot about a data-first mindset.
Yes.
Is that part of this practical understanding?
Absolutely. The AAA recognizes that AI is only as good as the data it's fed. They actually use this great analogy in the report,
Okay.
comparing it to baking a cake.
Yeah.
You could have the best recipe in the world, but if your ingredients are bad, the cake's going to be a disaster.
Okay, I can see that. Garbage in, garbage out, as they say. But how do they actually put this data-first mindset into practice?
They've built their approach around 4 key pillars:
Okay,
classification, organization, storage, and measurement of data.
gotcha.
These aren't just techie buzzwords, they're core principles that underpin any successful AI project.
So they're basically saying, let's get our data house in order before we even think about unleashing the AI algorithms.
Precisely. And each of these pillars has specific implications for how they work. For instance, within the classification pillar, they've developed a detailed system for categorizing different types of disputes, ensuring the data used to train their AI models is accurately labeled.
Okay.
This helps the AI understand the nuances of each case.
That sounds incredibly meticulous. I imagine it helps prevent some pretty major mix-ups.
You're exactly right. Think about it, an AI trying to arbitrate a complex financial dispute using a dataset full of mislabeled contract terms.
Oh, yeah.
It would be a recipe for disaster.
Definitely not the kind of efficiency we're looking for. So it's clear that the AAA is serious about getting the data right, but they're also focused on something called the proper prompting framework. What's that all about?
This is where things get really interesting. The proper prompting framework is all about teaching employees how to interact with AI systems effectively.
Okay.
It's a set of guidelines that ensures they are phrasing their requests in a way that the AI can understand and respond to accurately.
So it's almost like learning a new language, or at least a new dialect.
hmm
You need to know the right way to communicate to get your point across.
That's a great way to put it. For example, one of the guidelines within the framework emphasizes using clear, concise language,
Okay.
avoiding jargon or overly complex sentence structures.
Right.
This ensures that the AI can process the request efficiently.
I bet that takes some practice, especially for folks who are used to more formal legal language.
It does, and the AAA has implemented specific training programs to help employees adapt to this new way of communicating with AI.
Oh, cool.
They've even developed interactive simulations that allow staff to practice crafting effective prompts and see the AI's responses in real time.
That sounds incredibly helpful. It's one thing to read about it in a report, but it's another thing entirely to get hands-on experience.
Right.
So we've got a solid data foundation and a framework for communicating with AI. What's next in the AAA's AI journey?
Well, they recognize that AI isn't about replacing their workforce, it's about empowering them.
Mm-hmm.
So they've created personalized AI learning journeys for their employees.
Personalized learning journeys. Tell me more about that.
It's a really fascinating approach.
Okay.
They've realized that different roles within the organization require different levels of AI understanding.
Okay.
So instead of a one-size-fits-all training program,
Right.
they've created these tailored learning paths.
So a lawyer specializing in contract disputes might have a different AI learning journey than, say, someone in HR.
Exactly. The lawyer's journey might focus on AI tools that can analyze contract language
Okay.
and identify potential risks,
Uh-huh.
while the HR professional's journey might center around AI-powered tools for talent acquisition
Okay.
or employee engagement.
It sounds like they're really trying to make AI relevant to each person's work.
Right.
But is this level of personalized training even scalable?
Yeah,
I mean, the AAA has a lot of employees.
that's a valid concern.
Yeah.
But they've addressed it by leveraging a combination of online courses,
Okay.
interactive workshops,
Mm-hmm.
and even mentorship programs. They've also created a central repository of AI resources
Gotcha.
that employees can access anytime.
That's clever. So it's not just about formal training, it's
Right.
about creating an ongoing culture of AI learning.
Yeah.
But let's go back to those 4 pillars of data management for a moment.
Sure.
They seem to pop up everywhere in the AAA's AI approach.
They're foundational, and you're right.
Yeah.
They touch every aspect of their AI implementation.
Uh-huh.
Even with these personalized learning journeys,
Yeah.
the principles of data classification, organization, storage, and measurement are woven throughout.
So it's not just about learning to use a specific AI tool.
Right.
It's about understanding the data that fuels those tools.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense. But I'm curious, does the AAA report talk about any specific examples of how this AI literacy is impacting their work?
Absolutely. There's a really compelling case study in the report about how they used AI to improve the efficiency of their arbitration process.
Okay.
They had this massive backlog of cases,
Yeah.
and their human arbitrators were struggling to keep up.
I can imagine legal cases can be incredibly complex and time-consuming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they developed an AI tool that could analyze case files
Okay.
and identify key issues and precedents.
Mm-hmm.
This allowed the human arbitrators to focus on the most critical aspects of each case,
Okay.
significantly reducing the time it took to reach a resolution.
That's impressive. So the AI isn't replacing the human arbitrators.
Right.
It's acting as a sort of superpowered assistant.
Precisely. And that seems to be a recurring theme in the AAA's approach.
Yeah.
AI is an enhancer of human capabilities, not a replacement.
It's not just about efficiency either, right?
Yeah,
The report also talks about AI helping them uncover insights that they might have otherwise missed.
that's right. They give an example of using AI to analyze a large data set of past arbitration cases.
Okay.
The AI was able to identify subtle patterns in the language
Uh-huh.
used by parties in disputes that correlated with the likelihood of reaching a settlement.
So they're using AI to get a deeper understanding of the dynamics of conflict resolution itself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this kind of insight can be invaluable in helping them develop more effective mediation and arbitration strategies.
It's almost like they're using AI to get a bird's eye view of the entire dispute resolution landscape.
Right.
I'm starting to see why they're so invested in this whole AI literacy thing.
Mm.
But how does this all connect to the listener?
Right.
What can they take away from the AAA's experience?
The AAA's journey demonstrates that AI adoption isn't just about implementing new technology.
Right.
It's about a fundamental shift in organizational thinking.
Okay.
It's about empowering people with the knowledge and skills to leverage AI effectively.
It's about embracing a data-first mindset, understanding the limitations of AI,
Yes.
and learning to communicate with these systems in a way that produces meaningful results. But it's not just about work, is it? This AI stuff is seeping into every aspect of our lives.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We're seeing AI pop up everywhere,
It really is.
from healthcare to finance
Yeah.
to entertainment,
Yeah.
and it's raising a lot of important questions. It certainly is. And the AAA's focus on responsible AI use is something we can all learn from,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of our industry.
Right.
They're not just thinking about how AI can benefit their organization, but also how it can be used ethically and fairly.
That's a crucial point. It's
Yeah.
easy to get caught up in the excitement of new technology and forget about the potential downsides, but the AAA seems to have a very thoughtful approach.
They do, and I think it stems from their deep understanding of data.
Yeah.
Remember those 4 pillars we keep talking about? They're not just about efficiency, they're also about accountability.
Right.
When you have a clear system for classifying, organizing, storing, and measuring data, you're better equipped to identify and mitigate potential biases.
So responsible AI starts with responsible data management.
That's
It's
it.
all connected. But let's be honest, AI can be a little intimidating. It feels like there's this constant pressure to keep up with the latest advancements, to
Yeah.
become some kind of AI expert overnight.
I understand that feeling, but I think the AAA's message is actually quite reassuring.
Okay.
They're demonstrating that AI literacy isn't about becoming a tech wizard.
Right.
It's about developing a foundational understanding of how AI works. what its strengths and limitations are,
Yeah.
and how to use it effectively and ethically.
It's about asking the right questions, using the right tools, and always remembering that AI is a tool,
Yes,
not a replacement for human judgment and expertise.
exactly. And I think that's a message that everyone can benefit from hearing.
It is. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm left with one final question for our listener.
Okay?
What small step can you take today to boost your own AI literacy?
Hmm.
Maybe it's reading an article, taking a short online course, or simply having a conversation with someone who's already working with AI.
That's a great challenge to leave our listener with because the world of AI is vast and evolving
Yeah.
rapidly. But even small steps can make a big difference in our understanding and ability to navigate this exciting new landscape.
So stay curious, stay engaged, and remember, the future of AI is something we all have a role in shaping.